This is the Stanley Cup playoffs on EA Sports. Son of Beast and Terry Crews here. This is the postseason of the NHL 25.
Hey everybody, Terry Crews again, and I'm back with Silver Spoon for our next game. And we are all set right now. We already took 30-minute break here, and we're back in for our next one. And now this time, it's now the rematch here of the Florida Showdown. The Lightning and the Panthers are ready to go for game number 4. It has been like a tight contest shots between both teams. And this is it. If Florida Panthers wins again, they will be playing against the other team, as the final score was in a blowout 9-1 Ottawa Senators. They knocked down the Toronto Maple Leafs, but the Florida Panthers seem to be happy enough. I think their next team is going to be better than the Toronto Maple Leafs. They might be seemingly enough now if they can handle it on their own take. And now, this time, we're about to be seeing who can win this one. 3-1 is a series. If Panthers win, they move on to the next round. 2-1 series, correct that one here. If it's 3-1 for the Florida Panthers, they will be moving on to the next round to face against the Ottawa Senators. If Lightning wins and the series is tied, we go back to Tampa Bay for the final game of Game 5 for the sudden death. And now standing by, I have one of our commentary supporters, and this time we are ready to show off the last take. This time I have it across is along with the two, as the next one is the final take on their own set. This time, one of our best players of the night is Willie. He's back, and he's also along with James Cebulski and the center ice, the third commentary of the crew. I give a warm welcome oftenly to one of our biggest, Zoe Troop in center ice. And this time, this is it. If Florida wins, they move on. If Lightning wins, Game 5 will be a sudden death. Now, let's see who can win this one. Panthers, Lightning, next on EA Sports. See you all later, everybody, after the game. Sunrise, Florida, the final game here at Panthers and the Lightning for the Florida Showdown. Hi folks, I'm Willie, and I'm here with my broadcast partner, along with James Cebulski, and center ice is so true. We get things started here for our final show here for our Stanley Cup playoffs on EA Sports. Let the games begin. We start things here as Forsling will send over again to Barkov as he's right in toward the wing. Sets across the Wrangler. A shot chance is blocked up by the Lightning. On defensive effort as finding Forsling's right toward wing. Will set it over to Forsling. Barkov now finds it to Forsling. Has it again to Eric Ekblad. And he'll give it to Verhage. The rebound by Gutso. As point will give it over right toward the wing. He'll fire a shot glove save by Bobrovsky. That'll be the starting goaltender for the Florida Panthers. And Vasilevsky for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Tampa Bay Lightning was not really always the easier team. I was seeing what they were going to do. Their next strategy is they're going to need to try to play it oftenly. They have no one to be playing in for. They have to try to figure it out if there's the next take on energy. This really needs to give someone else a use of a line skill on their own chance, and they don't have anybody to give it open to if they will keep it out at the right single time. And now Ekblad will have it over, now finding Alexander Barkov as he gives it over to Radish. Now the Lightning will regain the group here, and it's stolen by Barkov. Barkov lost that one, it's rebound by Ekblad. And now Matthew Tkachuk will send it over to pass to Barkov. This will be a penalty to start off for the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Tampa Bay penalty, number 71 for slashing.
Now this is not bad strength. Not anybody can play it like afterwards. Matthew Tkachuk seemingly that this was Barkov that was
It's time now for your Florida Panthers power play.
So right now this will be the start of the first power play for the Florida Panthers, as this will be for a start in the first period in Game 4.
Tampa Bay penalty number 71, 2 minutes for slushing. Dominant penalty in the playoffs, 1836. Lightning penalty on Anthony Cirelli, number 71, for a 2-minute slashing. Dominant penalty in the period of the playoffs, 1836.
Schmidt with the rebound, and he'll have it to Lundell, fighting again to Rodriguez. Rodriguez now finds Lundell, and Schmidt will have it. On a fire range, save by Vasilevsky. This will hold things in with only 8:09 remaining in the first period. Now they're set for the next puck drop. No score in the game between Tampa Bay and Florida. Florida wins the faceoff as Verpeggi will now give to Sam Bennett. Bennett now looks at Verpeggi. He'll give it over to Aaron Ekblad. With a new line group change, here's Verpeggi right toward behind the back. And right to the middle. Can't get enough here, as this one's rebounded by Gergensen. He'll dump the puck out of the zone, and Aaron Ekblad will come in for the racing and bounding. Ekblad sets the dish off again to Verpeggi. Verpeggi closes out, and over to Lundell shot. Big save by Vasilevsky. 1 minute remaining for the Panthers power play. And Hedman will have it over. Half-fire shot blocked. And rebound by Matthew Tkachuk. Tkachuk sends a pass to Reinhart. Reinhart sets it over, now playing this to Markov as he's back on ice. Hedman will send it over to Glendening, right toward wing. It's poked up, rebound by Verpeggi. He'll give it over to Tkachuk. Matthew Tkachuk straight toward wing. Firing around that, now has it again to Reinhart. Reinhart gives the pass to Schmidt, and he'll give to Rodriguez. Markov shot, same play. What a diving play by Vasilevsky. He'll hold things up with only under 20 seconds. You see, that's a crazy emotion, and then you really been inside that to see what came tap. That Markov drive was really not always easy. To have Vasilevsky with a good chance on a goal. He really had turned it off to the lead, but it was no match, but he was really trying to give it off to with a great change. You know, this one doesn't really happen with Alexander Barkov and the team. It definitely gets intense. Lundell right toward wing. Fires around net, and that will end the first power play for the Florida Panthers as Lundell's right toward wing. Unable to capitalize it in the first period as they'll get back to Lundell. You see, easy one strange in, it's not really what they all communicate. His power ranges is not really turned to be a great success. But that's what happens with Cirelli. The slashing just start off too soon to give that one for Cirelli. But he got a good penalizing to give that team, turn it off the other way, and they're soon enough that they were really doing like stagger in there. There's Ryan McDonough sets the ball, and this one shot's blocked. Rodriguez sets it over, now playing to Listerainen. Slow things down, crosses up, behind the net, now finds it over to Bennett. Bennett chance, now finds it to Mikkola. Nosek shot, that's rebound by Listerainen, and rolls it over to Goodsell. Goodsell knocks him down. Rebound by Radius, and he'll have it over again to Nikita Kucherov. He pass zone. Rebound by Nosek. Rebound in, scores! Nikita Kucherov will get a first goal in the playoffs as this one will start the lead for the Lightning. You see, that's not what they were starting off to. This power on play for Nosek didn't really think it was going to make that in. But that ricochets it, and as for Nikita Kucherov, he was able to have it in. That calls it snappy. He really has that hard take in, and that's what rolls it right past the goaltender. Back first goal, won't budge the matter to have it in during the 15-minute mark. Now the win for Braden Point is he'll have it over to Nikita Kucherov. Mikkola sets a pass over to A.J. Greer. A.J. Greer finds the pass to Mikkola.
Tebow goal, his first goal of the playoffs, first goal of the game, scored unassisted, number 86, Nikita Kucherov. Dominant goal in the first period, 4:30. Nikita Kucherov his first goal in the playoffs, unassisted by a team in the first period at 4:30 in the playoffs.
Now a rebound by Nosek. Finds Kulikov. Pass to Mikkola. Sets to A.J. Greer. Greer finds Kulikov. And here's Mikkola shot. Big save by Vasilevsky. He'll hold it up with only under 15 minutes remaining in the first period. They'll get another puck drop ready. Now the wing, as this will be a Lightning as Hedman's right toward wing. Now sending it off into the Panthers zone. Verhage with the puck steal sends it over to Kolokov, and Mikola will have his own end. On his way down, right toward the wing. Back to Barkov. Barkov swings it over to Verhage, and he gives it over to Kolokov. Give to Verhage, and out to Barkov. Barkov will try to reset the group here for the Tampa Bay in the area, and now Mikola will have his own chance to have the next puck drop carry. Here's Kolokov as he will race things over. I'll send a deep pass over to Verhage. Carter Verhage gives it over, pass to Mikola. Mikola finds a pass to Kolokov. Kolokov off to Verhage. Verhage will send it over to Alexander Barkov. And right behind the net will be Verhage. Verhage give it clear to Kolokov. Shot saved by Vasilevsky. Rebound by Mikola. And back to Carter Verhage. Kolokov shoots it for deflection. Stop here by Vasilevsky to hold it in with only 13:43 remaining in the first. This will be set for our next puck drop in the zone. 1-0. Nosek wins the faceoff as Forsling now sets to Ekblad, and he gives it over to A.J. Greer. And that one misses off badly, and it's back over to Gakovic. He rolls to Aaron Ekblad. Ekblad, in stuck and hurry, now finds the Nosek shot. Blocker save up by Vasilevsky. Over to Forsling, now fans to Aaron Ekblad. And that good poke check puts it in by Tampa Bay. The Lightning regaining group. Saved by Bobrovsky. Now finds it to Forsling. He'll give it over to A.J. Greer. Greer sets over to Gakovic. Gakovic swings it around. Now finds it over to Greer. That one gives it over back to Cernax. Cernax looks over it again to Skunkovic. Gives the pass open look. On a raging mounting. No penalty on the Panthers. You know, you can see what happens with there's no range to put it in. Happens between the tripping and this one really gives that off. That really is going to make that one here clean the right away. Uwe Smolinski has it again to Nate Schmidt. Here's one-time Lindell. That one broken up by Cernax. 12:30 remaining in the first period. Pass and change off. Smolinski takes it over. And now back the other way for the Panthers. Lindell loses the effort. And Gergensen takes it over. Now finds Cernax. Cernax on his way down. Passes over to Paul. Paul shot saved by Bobrovsky. Easy out. Here's a chance. Blocked by Rodriguez. What a great save by the goaltender. He's really seen it like he was able to do for it. That's where you never see that going afterwards. Gergensen chance now finds it over to Isabel. And that one pulls a save by Bobrovsky. Edmund takes it over. The Lightning chance. What? Scores! Michael Isabel. That will be 2 goals for the Lightning. This Isabel drive was not really to see anything that was making the first goal appearances. You see when it goes in? Because Michael Isabel has that kind of a goal. When that pass percentage on the play, watch what he did. This is what the pass-off would have turned off. Into the middle and beat over by Bobrovsky. It was not really clear, but he was really taking in. When that line drive, it's not when it starts off. With its own first goal, that's for Isamount. And that first goal will start off for Isamount, his first playoff goal against the Florida Panthers. Now Barkov wins the faceoff. He'll send it over to Kolokov. 11:40 remaining in the first period.
Tampa goal his first goal of the game. First goal now scored by number 23, Michael Isabel. Also stood by number 77, Victor Hedman. Time of the goal, 8:15 remaining in the first period. Michael Isabel his first goal of the game. First goal of the playoffs assisted by Victor Hedman in the first period at 8:15 in the playoffs.
Mikola sets it over to Weinbart, and now Fleming Kolokov. Right behind that is Carter Verhage. And there'll be a delay penalty going up here on the Lightning. Reinhardt will now set to Mikola. Extra skater coming on for Matthew Tkachuk. And stopped made by Vasilevsky. He'll beat Victor Hedman.
Tampa Bay penalty number 77, 2 minutes for Boarding.
Boarding's not a great start often. You don't see the play after afterward. And what happens with Gordon? He's been knocked right toward the head, and that's going to change.
It's time now for your Florida Panthers power play.
Now sitting in by, I have one of our takes. Is so true for Alexander Barkov. Thanks, guys. Talking in for Alexander Barkov is one of our biggest
Top of the penalty, number 77, 2 minutes for boarding. Top of the penalty in the playoffs, 11-13. Lightning penalty on Victor Hedman, number 77, 2 minutes on the boarding. Top of the penalty in the first period, 11-13 in the playoffs.
Since the Olympics have been made, it was no change why that he has it all. And what game starts off in league? He has his own take for his next goal. The range is great and simple. The speed and the sound, it might stand out for Florida Panthers. A better take. I'll be looking forward into Alexander Barkov with his next take on action. Let's see what he does, guys. And here's Lister Rainen. Right to Wayne, Franny Smith. Looks over to Rodriguez. Across to Smith. And Lister Rainen shoots, saved by Vasilevsky. World one-timer. That one stops by Gurgitson. And he will dump the zone out of here. Nate Schmidt with the rebound. He now sent a deep pass to Lindell. The Panthers are back in the Lightning territory. Back to Schmidt. One-time Rodriguez for the redirection. That misses wide. Lister Rainen shoots. Saved by Vasilevsky. Lindell will try to regroup here as Rodriguez will give to Schmidt. Schmidt gives over to Lindell. Lindell chance now finds Schmidt as he looks to Rodriguez and then to Bennett. Bennett shot. Easy pass save. He scores! Lister Rainen. The redirect for the flip bucket. And now got their striking first goal for a power play. Lister Rainen's first playoff goal, and this one will start things off with Schmidt and Bennett. 17 time on a goal in the first period. Oh, you gotta believe that one here. That Lister Rainen got a good kickoff right in toward the net. That one definitely did count, and after that, this goal turned to be like it was obvious in there. For some reason, it's what Lister Rainen could do. He can really keep that one going in with some time on tackers. This is why he makes the first goal in for the Panthers as they put it up in a nice setup change to put it in. I love seeing these things that this turned out to be very hard and difficult for E2 Lister Rainen. But this next goal might be the way you get right toward it in the net if he has another change. As we'll stop the play again for Vasilevsky, 9:06 remaining in the first period. Now the changeover, I'll have it back again to zone trip about Nikita Kucherov. Nikita Kucherov is one of our big takes in for his own tape-to-tape zone ability. What he knows for it was over anything that changes the bet. The all it uses for in this one's power is a big place to put it in on the next attempt. This time Wilson can definitely try to make a long pass easy and aggressiveness as he makes it clear and snappy. The next thing is that he will try to see his next snappy zone if anything is possible. He's looking forward to this one.
Time to go.
Keep an eye here for
10-18 in the first period. E2 Lister Rainen his first goal of the game, scoring a power play, second goal of the playoffs, assisted by Nate Schmidt and Sam Bennett in the first period on a power play minute. 10-18 in the playoffs.
Here's Goodsell. Knocked him down right toward the center ice. That will be a big hit for the Florida Panthers. Oh, you can see that when he was a little shoved it up already. That's called a monstrous attack. Kicked up by Vasilevsky. And Brian Hagel's right toward wing. Sets over. Saved by Bobrovsky. 7:52 remaining in the first period as they'll get ready for a next puck drop. And now they're ready for another puck drop and carry. Panthers down by 1, 2-1 game. Now the win for the Lightning, and it's rebounded by Forsling. Forsling lost the effort. 2-on-1 opportunity. Oh, stop by Vasilevsky. He hold that one to try to kick it out. Oh, that was unbelievable out there. There, Willie. I gotta see this one. This most replay action was not going to be a chance afterwards. Forcing shot. That's off the glove by Vasilevsky. And rebounded by Ryan McDonough. You'll find Paul with 7:20 remaining in the first period. Here's Ismail. This puck clears his own, as Gakovic will have it back in the Lightning territory. And here's A.J. Greer as he's right toward the wing, set the pass back to Schmidt. Schmidt looks to Bolinskis. Bolinskis looks to Greer, fires it, back to rebound by Nozak. And Ismail's right toward wing. This one will clear his own, and A.J. Greer with the rebound. Pass broken up as rebound by Gergensen. They're rebounded here, and this net will come up loose, and they will get repouching and get ready for a next face-off after the net coming off. Now to win. Here's a chance to Hedman. That shot saved play here by Bobrovsky, and it's rebound by Glennon. Fires it away. Saved by Bobrovsky. And it's now over to Mitchell. Rebound by Atkinson. Now finds it over to Chaffee. Chaffee in the wing. That one rubs down by Rodriguez. Rodriguez on his way. Bennett moves in. Save play by Vasilevsky. And now this will be rebound by Nico Mikola. And Sam Bennett's right toward wing. He's over now trying to give to Matthew Tkachuk. A big change outside. Rebounded over to Mikola. Tkachuk finds it over to Kolokov. Kolokov to Mikola. Finds Tkachuk. Fires it shot. Bennett. Backhander. Saved by Vasilevsky. 5:52 remaining in the first period to go. As now Glendon's right toward the wing. Carry along in the middle, and it's rebounded by Mikola. Kolokov will have his own chance. Now find Mikola over to Barkov. And send a deep pass to Berhigi. With no change left to go, you'll find the Ekblad. Ekblad fires it. Saved by Vasilevsky. You'll cover it in with only 5:23 remaining. Boyd knocks him down. Berhigi will get a new change off. Fires it around the net. Reinhardt slikes it over. Kicks his zone out. Forsling will take it over. And Barkov. Give the pass to Briangard. One-timer for Berhigi. Shots blocked. Rebound by Kutzel. Under 5 minutes remaining in the first period. Forsling finds Alexander Barkov. Again to Aaron Ekblad. Rebound by Forsling. Now find Berhigi and Ekblad. Opposite zone. That back to Radius. Daniel Radius is right toward the wing as he will fire it up and out again. Rebound by Forsling. Forsling, deep pass to Berhigi. Berhigi, right to Bobets, right to the middle. And he can't get it to go with another goal here for the Panthers to tie the game up. They were stirring up, but they really didn't seem like it was going to be a care afterwards. It was nowhere to be done like that. You know they couldn't do it afterward? They just didn't think there was going to be another goal to put it in. It's really confused, and they were really biting it out. Schmidt shot, saved by Vasilevsky. Only 4 minutes remaining in the first period, and Kakavas is right toward Hagel. Hagel can't get it to go. Nate Schmidt with the poke check. And now here's A.J. Greer, and back on ice will be Bolinskis. Bolinski looks to Kolokov. Kolokov gives to Bolinski. Those shots blocked by Cernax. And now Ryan McDonough. Knocked him down. Rebound by Paul. And here's Ismail. Ismail rolling it in. Saved by Bobrovsky. Rebound by Gakovic. Finds it to Nozak. As the man down puts it in the Panthers zone. Here's Nozak. Gives to Kolokov. Shot. And a rebound put it in by A.J. Greer. Bolinski's. Pass broken up. Paul rolls it into Gergensen. Gergensen. Bolinski's. Nowhere to go. Moving in. Pumped it up by Bobrovsky. Matthew Tkachuk. Moves right to Bennett. And shoots blocked. Save by Vasilevsky. We're under 3 minutes remaining in the first period as we get ready for our next puck drop. Now the officials are set, ready to take the next puck drop. 2-1 score, Tampa Bay. Sam Bennett wins the faceoff. Here's Tkachuk, fires it, saved by Vasilevsky. He'll hold things up with only 2:51 remaining in the first period. And a win for the Lightning. Here's Point. And it's now back to Mikula. He will send it over to Polakov. Sets to Bennett. Bennett's right toward Wayne. Gives it over to pass to Roderick Hughes as he gives to Mikula. Mikula to Aaron Ekblad. He fires that one up. And another save by Vasilevsky. Mikula. Bennett shoots it. Stopped on the play. Rebounded by Moser. Here's Nikita Kucherov. He knocks him down. Roderick Hughes takes him out. Right near the boards. Almost right into the Lightning territory. And icing will be on the Lightning with only 2:15 remaining. 36/15 hits. And is now ready to prepare for the next battle for the face-off attack. Barkov wins the face-off. He now sends to Reinhardt. And back to Alexander Barkov with a shot saved by Vasilevsky. Aaron Ekblad sets it over to Carter Verhaeghe. Verhaeghe cutting down, rebounded it in. That one stayed out of his zone. Back to Forsling. Rolls to Barkov. Barkov changes over. Aaron Ekblad backhander. What a save by Vasilevsky. Right to our middle. That one gives it over by Gutzel. And now Point. Point. Fires it. Off the glove by Bobrovsky. And now rolls it over to Forsling. Forsling sets it to Verhaeghe. Verhaeghe slows it staying down. Now finds the Forsling again. Aaron Ekblad. Gives to Alexander Barkov. Finding the Forsling. Has it again to Barkov. On a shot redirected wide. And it's now back to Moser. Vasilevsky goes back up off the ice. And now will resume the play immediately. With 1:15 remaining in the first period. Here's Alexander Barkov. Tries to roll it in. Shots blocked. Rebounded by the Panthers. Final minute remain in the first period as this will give to Aaron Ekblad again to Roderick
Last
Hughes.
minute of play in the first period.
Forsling gives to Roderick Hughes. A send a pass over to Matthew Tkachuk and he'll get a rebound finding Forsling. Good setup play here by Barkov as he sets to Schmidt. Bit shot off the glove by Vasilevsky. Rebounded by Schmidt. You know, this was really like giving a great chain off. This is a great setup rebounding. A lot of communication line. It's been a better run than they had. Schmidt. Polinsky shots that one, redirects it off. Kulikov takes it over, now finds again to Moser. Hagel now gives it over to Redish. 20 seconds remaining in the first period. Matthew Tkachuk sends it over to Nate Schmidt. Rolls it out of the zone. Hagel, with 10 seconds remaining, poked it up by Hagel. Matthew Tkachuk sends it back to Schmidt. Schmidt looks over. Here's Rodriguez. Time. Will he do it? And stopped by Vasilevsky as the time goes down.
That's the end of the first period. They score Tampa Bay Lightning 2 and the Florida Panthers 1.
We'll get ready for the second period when we come back after the break. 2-1 score. Lightning up by 1. Welcome back, folks, as we'll get ready to start the second period in Sunrise, Florida. Both teams ready, and we are back in for the next part of the game here in game number 4 for the Panthers and the Lightning. All right, James, I have a little bit of great takes here to show what's going on with the big showdown between the Florida of the team. What did you take of how they did here in the first period? Well, I've been really seeing things, and this one really has come along a long way. They really showed what they were really freezing it oftenly. A lot of great communication toward the line, and we were really sure enough that they wouldn't be kind of like happier enough. And it seems like the Florida Panthers have been really trying to like keep things staggered out at the right time and digit. It's been like harder sometimes, but no reason why. They've really just kept on scoring big chances on a set of a drive. No way what they were able to do for it. But for now, they'll have to wait until the next one comes in. Kolakov rolls back to Mikola, and will now get the pass over to Verhage. Verhage pass now finds Barkov. Barkov shot. Right in the goalpost. Someone stays out of his zone. Mikola gives him over now to Barkov. And good snap has it again to Cirelli. Kolakov watching it. Barkov with the rebound. Nikita Kucherov has it over to again to Radius. Deep the pass to Paul. Paul finds Nikita Kucherov. It's back over now to Matthew Tkachuk. With the range and a split decision. Here's Kolakov. Big save by Vasilevsky. And he rolls it out. Out of his zone, now rebounded by Mikola. Mikola finds a pass over to Matthew Tkachuk. Rebound by Bennett. Fires a shot. Saved by Vasilevsky. Only 18-13 remaining in the second period. As now they're ready to take their next grouping face-off. 2-1 to score, Tampa Bay. Now the win for the Lightning. Here's Radius. He'll send it again to Hedman. Paul now gives the chance over to Ferguson. He rolls to Isabel. And he went down hard. Now back to Smith. He goes. Oh, that was definitely like unbelievable. No moment on the play. Not a big whirl what they're doing for. I was not really seeing that out. That goes a long way. That one blocks that shot. Schmidt for the shot. Saved by Vasilevsky. And rebound by Tkachuk. Rodriguez down by Schmidt. And that pass broken up. Here's Cam Atkinson. Good poke check here for the Panthers. We'll give it back over to Lundell. Rodriguez now has it over to Belinsky's. Pass again to Rodriguez. Went down with the big sledge. And stopping is Belinsky's. Chance in motion. Shot saved by Bobrovsky. Entered Wayne. Reaches out. Rebound by Listerainen. Listerainen gives it over to Lundell. Lundell with a big changing group. And offense finding Bobets. Back to Listerainen. He knocks him down. Now rolls it over to Hagel. Hagel pass. Ferguson. Goncalves pass and a shot. One-time motion. What a stop by Bobrovsky. He holds his in with only 16:43 remaining. There was no joke on the play. This effort was not really seen to be like Bobrovsky's all day Pia, but he really had that one keeping it out. Long time to wait. Now as the win for the Panthers is now Ekblad will now find again the Forsling. Forsling looks to Briere as he looks over to Nosek. Nosek shot left save by Vasilevsky. Only 16:32 remaining in the second period. They'll get their next face-off ready. Cirelli wins the face-off as Cernats will have it. And stolen by Dakovic. He'll set the path back to Aaron Ekblad. Ekblad fires it deep. And there will be no penalty to give here. And this will be an icing for the Florida Panthers. Now they're ready to take their next puck drop in the Florida territory. Nosek looking for a face-off win. And this time he does against Nick Paul. Ekblad sets the Forsling. Forsling passed it over to Nosek. Nosek passed it off to Briere. Briere couldn't get it going. Isabel with the puck steal. And they'll have it rolling. Ekblad with the puck steal. Sets it over to Verhage. Ekblad back to Verhage. Rolls in with a rebound. Panthers regaining the group. Rebounded by Brian Hart. Fires a shot. Big save by Vasilevsky. 15:30 remaining in the second period as Paul will have it. Isabel. Ivan West. He scores. Michael Isabel will be able to take in for 2 goals in the playoffs. There's no change off than ever. This is what happens with Michael Isabel as he gets another goal in the playoffs. Now, as you're looking at oftenly, you just have to smile on for the Lightning. This is what happens with the front of another goal and some a little bit out of the range. Michael Isabel was able to make a move around in there, and that goal wasn't stopped by with the Isabel score to put it in for 2 goals in the playoffs. So it's now a 3-1 lead. Florida Panthers trying to answer it back quickly in the second period. Barkov wins the faceoff. He looks over to get it for Higgy. And here's Alexander Barkov trying to get over it. Radius takes it back to Nikita Kucherov. Ancerelli right toward wing. Poked it up. Mikola takes it back. Now it's back over to Alexander Barkov.
Tampa Bay goal, his second goal in the playoffs, second goal of the game, scored by number 23, Michael Isabel. Assisted by number 20, Nick Paul. And by number 27, Ryan McDonough. Time and a goal, 4:29 remaining in the second period. Michael Isabel, his second goal in the playoffs, second goal of the game, assisted by Nick Paul and Ryan McDonough in the second period, 4:29 in the playoffs.
Stopped by Bobrovsky and rebounded by Sam Bennett. Deep the zone, finding Kachuk. Here's Rodriguez. Rodriguez swings in motion. Schmidt finds Belinsky's over to Sam Bennett. Bennett looks over to Schmidt. Schmidt rolling in. Big save play. That one rebounds by Nate Schmidt. And back on ice is Lindell. Glennon right in the wing. Back into Florida territory. And glove save by Borowski. Belinsky's will fire it across again to Kachuk. And now Lindell will have it. 2-on-2 racing and bounding. Lindell passes to Belinsky. And he'll take a little slack out of it. No penalty for the Lightning. Good excellent here for the defensive effort. As Schmidt will have it over now finding the Belinsky's. And here's Kachuk. In toward Wayne, settles it in, fires across, saved by Vasilevsky. 13:42 remaining in the second period. They'll get their next face-off ready. They're in the back half of the period. It is a 3-1 game, Tampa Bay. And a win for Lindell. He looks to Aaron Ekblad, now finding Bobas. Finds Aaron Ekblad. Finds Forsling. Looks to Listerine. He looks to Aaron Ekblad. He fires across. Up and over the net. Lindell takes it over now playing to Jesper Bobas. Forsling fires that shot. Blocked it up in traffic. Ryan McDonough in the wing. Fires it. Save off by the goaltender. Ancerelli giving a little battle on the attack. Back to Hagel, again to Ryan McDonough. McDonough shot, left save by Bobrovsky. And Aaron Ekblad will give a piece over now finding AJ Greer. I'll give it go to Thomas Guzek. Greer, cut and bounding. Lost the puck and handle it. Brandon Hagel on a fast break. Right toward wing. Tries to pull the stop. Save by Bobrovsky. Kolokov rolls the swings across the Nosek. Nosek pass, broken up. Surax will have it over, right toward wing. And a pass given. His shot scores! Gergensen, first goal in the playoffs. He now has their team up an extension 4-1. There's no better way for Zemgus Gergensen, and he's really giving it up. That's where the first goal was going to put it in. Now, you don't really see that often, Liam, but that first goal, it was really knocked it out. And Bobrovsky wasn't able to be sure enough that this next goal will be out of line. And with that one, the defender, he was really stuck out. That one was another missed opportunity for the Panthers to stop in with the save. So it's now a 4-1 lead, Tampa Bay Lightning, with 12:39 remaining. Gergensen, his first goal in the playoffs. Now Gergensen will try things again. Good slick move. Good stop by Bobrovsky. Now Belinsky's will have it the air right. Now finds the Reingard. Gives it over to Verhage. Here's Reingard. Fires a shot. Blocker saved by Vasilevsky. Oh, bad communication afterward. And they'll try to stop him out and move around. Saved by Bobrovsky.
Tampa Bay goal, his first goal in the playoffs, first goal of the game, scored by number 28, Zemgus Gergensen.
And here's
Ball assisted by number 81, Eric Surdax.
Time
Time of the goal, 7:21 remaining in the second period. Zemgus Gergensen, his first goal in the playoffs, first goal of the game, assisted by Eric Surdax in the second period. At 7:21 in the
Try to lose
playoffs.
the game. Schmidt passes over to Belinsky. Belinsky slips to Barkov. Barkov rolls over to Aaron Ekblad. Ekblad rolling inside, saved by Vasilevsky. Burbix. Give it over. Barkov takes it back. And now back to Aaron Ekblad. Ekblad now finds Forsling. Forsling. Barkov slicks it around. No penalty here. And Barkov will try to reset it again. And that one will give it out of the zone. Isabel. Here comes Paul. Pumped it up here by Forsling. Rodriguez takes it over, now finds to Aaron Ekblad. He'll send it over to Matthew Tkachuk. Tkachuk on a race and bounding. Fires a shot, saved by Vasilevsky. 11:04 remaining in the second period. You'll get ready for our next puck drop. Now as for now, Cirelli wins the faceoff. Listerine for two. Rebound by Radius. Back to Listerine. And it's now Kucherov. Listerine takes the puck steal. And he rolls back in. Campbell can open look. Rebound by Cirelli. 10:43 remaining in the second period. Rolls with the puck check. The Panthers are back in offense zone as Kulikov is right toward the wing, sets to Bogus. Bogus pass to Listerine. He'll have it over. Back to Lundell. Give to Kulikov, now finding Nikola. And a shot ranging in for the redirection. That one stays out. And now rolls to Nikita Kucherov. Rolls with a bang of the kick. Stopping it out man rush. And he rolls it in. Big save here, Aronofsky. Now the pass over to Gorkovich. And he'll now give the pass. Kulikov, backhander, saved by Vasilevsky. We made it to the midway mark in the second period, and they'll be ready to reinforce the regroup for our next face-off. Now the win. Puck rolls out of the zone. Aaron Ekblad will now have it again. And it just rolls it in. Can't get it back out. Greer. Battling for the puck on the chain. Forcing now to Ekblad. Here's a shot. Aaron Ekblad. Open over the net. Saved by McDonough. Rebound by A.J. Greer. Right turn to Gakovic. Shot blocker. Saved by Vasilevsky. And our chance. He scores! Aaron Ekblad. What a dish off range and a strike. Now it's back to a full 2-point possession. It's something really cool in this game. And see that Aaron Ekblad. This is what the fire range is in. And you see the last game, that's the same thing that happened with the last game in game number 3. He gave it up on the lead, but now this time they're rolling back down by 2. There's no win to make them better than that. Sure, Jennifer? No change, never. It's now a 2-point possession for the Panthers. Forsling with the assist, 9:31 remaining. You know, 9:31 was only the time on the break that they were doing it for. And I was really sure enough that this goal will be taking time oftenly. Maybe the next part of the goal might be turning into a little bit of a chaos moment, but they might change it oftenly. No matter how hard they do, it's going to be Aaron Ekblad's third goal in the playoffs. He might go for 2 in that game. Good spin around, but this one stops by Vasilevsky with 9:10 remaining in the second period. Now the wing for Nick Paul, and he will find Cernak over to again to Isabel. Isabel chance, now finds Paul. Ball shot, just blocked up. Rebounded by Jurgensen. Left save by Bobrovsky. He'll now find Belinsky's. And now Schmitz right toward wing as he sets it over. The pass by Bennett. Bennett. Right toward wing. Knocked it down. Cernak carries it over to Isabel. Here's Jurgensen. Belinsky's on
second goal in the playoffs.
shot.
First goal of the game.
It's back to
Scored by
Brady.
number 5.
And that pass broken up. Here's Paul. Moving there. Oh, he missed it out and out. Goaltender trying to put
Assisted
on
by
him.
number 42, Gustav
And
Forsling.
fires it across around the net. Fergus.
And by number 12,
Passes to
Jonah
Isabel.
Gakovic.
Here's a chance.
Time and a goal, 10:29 remaining in the second period. Aaron Ekblad, his second goal in the playoffs, assisted by Gustav Forsling and Jonah Gakovic in the second period. 10:29 in the playoffs.
Third goal in the playoffs. Well, I got a bad feeling with this one here. And you know what Ismont did? He pushed one of the players over. That should have been causing a goaltender interference, but it was not. Seems like that Ismont now has 3 goals in the playoffs. It's not easy what they changed for. That's turning to be unslopped on the Canyon and the Rush. It's nowhere to make the change off. Why? The reason is it's not a big, because anybody can play it like that. They really have to try to keep it out of here at the range side. No play offense really at all to make that change differ. That really makes 3 goals in the playoffs for Michael Ismont. That's another play in possession that they've done a mistake. Nikita Kucherov with a big save by Bobrovsky.
Tampa Bay goal, his third goal in the playoffs, 4 goal of the game, scored by number 23, unassisted, Michael Ismont. Time and a goal, 11:53 remaining in the second period. That's Michael Ismont, his third goal in the playoffs on the hot trick, third goal of the game, unassisted by the team in the second period, 11:53 in the playoffs.
7:14 remaining in the second period. They'll hold it up with only nearing down a 7-minute mark in the second. Tomas Nosek wins the faceoff. Gakovic. Pass to Kulikov. He looks to Greer. Greer's shot went off target, and it's rebounded by by Cernak. It's back to Fergus. Looks to Moser. Moser's right turn again, Atkinson. Knocked him right toward the wall. That's a big banger right toward the glass. AJ Greer. The pass to Mikkola. Here's one timer. Couldn't get the pass straight as Mitchell Chaffee will stop here. Raiding around, now finding Mikkola again to Kulikov. Here's a chance now to Tomas Nosek. Nosek. Pass to Mikkola. Mikkola fires it. Well, rebound by Wrangler. Big save here by Vasilevsky. Atkinson now finding Moser. Chance over. Passes now finding Burbix. Atkinson shot saves up by Bobrovsky. That one dips it out and rebounded up by the Lightning. Out a shot saved by Bobrovsky. Pulls out of his own. Verhaeghe now gives it over, now finding to Kulikov. And finding Mikkola. One-time chance for Rodriguez. Glove save by Vasilevsky. 5:57 remaining in a second. Now, as we take a look at it one more time here on this replay, this is what happens when it causes with Michael Ismont with the pushing on a shove, and there was no goaltender interference afterwards, and he really took the bite out of it. Yeah, I don't see any evidence here, and this might have been a kind of like a harder change. I don't really think there wasn't anything. Yeah, it seemed like that there is no evidence to cite here for the Panthers, as they really are trying to give that one optimally, and they really are trying to give it a clearer range optimally. And with that one, I think that's going to be hard to tell if that one's going to be in here or not. And I thought that pushing would be almost impossible enough, and it wouldn't be a change-off afterward if they're going to give it another goal. The credit for the Lightning for Ismont's third goal of the hat trick. And he really up and tipped it off here, really that off, and unimportantly, they really weren't unsure enough if they could try to win that again. It's not very easy enough. Oh, what a goal this thing! And now Happy gets shot. Even holds that runs. And now 5-3 again. He was running all over the eagle. And Happy Kachuk was setting a big tipper on the range here. This is for the Habs game. Now it's off of Kachuk, and right forward in that, back to Vasilevsky. They're really coming back in straight. He now adds his 4th playoff goal, 4-4 in the Panthers of Matthew Kachuk, as we're nearing down the end of the second period with 5 minutes remaining. Yeah, you see what happens with Matthew Tkachuk. That really was a great change-off to get the start off it. This range-off was a great goal to take. Oh, Bogas, what a save by Vasilevsky. And now rolls to Listerine. Listerine now finds Bogas. He looks it over to Valinsky. Skips to Lundell. Lundell pan chance. That one stays out. Rebounded up by Forsling. Forsling chance. And toward his wing. Back outside is Lundell. Looks to Ekblad. Ekblad. Lundell. Fires it. Blocked the shot. Rebounded by Gergensen. And he now finds Ismail. Ismail fires it. Saved off by Bobrovsky. Bobrovsky. And he'll clear the zone. Icing will be on Florida. 4:19 remaining in the second period. As they'll be able to take their next reinforcement for the puck drop. And now they're ready in the Florida territory. 5-3 to score, Tampa Bay. Now the win for Lundell. As Forsling carries it over, now finds the pass to Boves. Boves passes over. That one sticks back to Aaron Ekblad. And here's Gustav Forsling. He fires it. Big save by Vasilevsky. Listerine unable to carry the rebound.
The game scored by number 19, Matthew
Tkachuk. That was
Tkachuk.
saved out by Bobrovsky. And back to Listerine. Here's Lundell.
Assisted by number
Carries it
88,
over. A pass back to Listerine. Hoffman outside. Hetman with the puck steal.
And by
all the way
number
down.
26,
Icing will be
Uves
not carried in for the Lightning. He scores!
Time of the goal, 14:52 remaining in the second period.
In the playoff game. Fast pace after a beat by the Panthers. Well, they're really getting tired afterwards. And what happens with Nikita Kucherov? He was right toward middle. He was able to get that open look. That toward the net was one-time excellent on his performance. So Nikita Kucherov enters the another playoff goal, and as the Panthers, they're trying to catch their breath. Here's Cirelli, and Radius will have a carry. And that one gets back to Verhage. He'll clear that zone. Icing on the Florida Panthers. Nearing down the end of the second period, 6-3 is the score. Barkov wins the faceoff. He now finds Kolikov.
Tampa Bay goal, his second goal of the game, second goal in the playoffs scored by number 86, Nikita Kucherov.
Oh, passes
Assisted by number 59, Jake Gutzel. And by number 77, Victor Hedman. Time in the goal, 16:23 remaining in the second period. Nikita Kucherov, his second goal in the playoffs, second goal of the game, assisted by Jake Gutzel and Victor Hedman in the second period at 16:23 in the playoffs.
3 minutes left in the second period. He's back on the penalty box.
Number
Yeah, you see that he can't do that? That's what Victor Hedman did. He slashed right to the face. That's going to cause another penalty.
It's time now for your Florida Panthers power play.
So the captain is back in the penalty box, and as the Panthers will get another power play advantage. This life skill is not really what they all expect to do for it. And Barkov needs to
Tampa
get
Bay
this thing
penalty number
regrouping.
77, 2 minutes for slashing. Time in the penalty in the second period, 3:01 in the playoffs. Lightning penalty on Victor Hedman, number 77, 2 minutes for slashing. Time in the penalty in the second period, 3 minutes, 1 second in the playoffs.
And Schmid will be able to carry it in the Panthers territory. He'll now find Sam Reinhart. Reinhart gives to Tkachuk on the shots blocked. Rebound by Barkov. Barkov fires it. Saved by Vasilevsky. Up into the net, he got a play. And they're off the set for the next puck drop. 19/18 face-off wins for Florida Panthers with 2:24 remaining. Paul wins the face-off. Here's a change-off. And now Aaron Ekblad will send it over again to Hagel. It's back to Lundell. Lundell on the race inbounding. Shot saved by Vasilevsky. 1:08 remaining in the second. They are sharing up their catching their breath and tight, pulling it back down by 2. Lundo wins the face-off as now, Moser as Paul carries it out. 2 minutes remaining in the second, 1 minute remaining for the Florida Panthers power play. And now Bennett, here they come. Bennett sidesteps it, off the face pass again by Nick Vasilevsky. And the puck will set out of play. It's going to be a delay in the game for
Tampa
Nick
penalty,
Vasilevsky.
number 48, 2 minutes for delay in the game.
Seemed like he was flying it up, and he'd done an accident at that point. That was going to be another penalty for the Lightning. And now they're set, ready for a next puck drop, 5-on-3 advantage for Florida Panthers. They could take it, go back to a 2-point possession game. Barkov wins the face-off.
Tampa Bay penalty number 48, 2 minutes for delay of the game. Tampa Bay penalty in the second period, 1:49 in the playoffs.
1:43 remaining in the second period, 43 seconds for the 5-on-3 attack. Barkov wins the face-off. Puck will send out his own as Nate Schmidt will have his chance. Schmidt looks it over, now finds to Robert Goose. He'll send a pass to Matthew Tkachuk. Here's a set to Alexander Barkov. Back the outside, Schmidt. Schmidt shoots, misses wide. Rebound by Cirelli. It's back to Reinhardt. Roll the backhander, right to play back in there, but it's stopped again by the goaltender. Rolls to Tkachuk. Rolls in, Robert Goose. One-time shot, saved by Vasilevsky. Right to the middle, Robert Goose. Shot saved by Vasilevsky. 8 seconds remaining for the 5-on-3 advantage. But they will keep the power play coming for the Panthers. Now the win, Barkov. One-time Schmidt shot, stopped by Vasilevsky. Oh, Vasilevsky had shown off everything, but he just couldn't get over the pass timing right. He was really sure on confidence afterwards. He was really like beating it up for himself. He was really not getting tired afterward, and he really wanted to take a rest. And
Last minute of play in the second
definitely not
period.
showing off the big use of it. Reinhardt shot. Blocked the shot, as this will be keeping alive for the Panthers on the power play as one man's back out, other man stays in the penalty box for Nick Furbitz. Reinhardt shot. Oh, that one almost went in the net. 40 seconds remaining for the Florida Panthers power play. And here's Hagel. He dumps it right toward around the net. Schmidt gives a chance to Barkov. Now finds it to Reinhardt. And over to Barkov. On a changeup. He can't get it to go. Ryan McDonough knocks him down. Moser trying to roll it out of here. End zone, Barkov. Barkov rolls him out. Moser's had enough of this cruel game. And here's Hagel. 9 seconds remaining. Rodriguez on his way down. 14 seconds remaining, and that one will end here for the second period.
And that's
It's
the
a
end of the second
6-3
period. Your
game,
score,
and they
Tampa Bay
really trying to
Lightning
get back
6
down by
and the
2,
Florida
and they
Panthers
need
3.
another goal to get back in. Will the Panthers close it out, or will the Lightning finish it off with the 4th game completion? Third period's next after this. 2 down, 1 to go. Final period starts now. And here we go as we're ready to finish things off. As now as the penalty has already been expired here, as Nick Paul will finish things off, and they will end it here on a power play for the Panthers. They were unable to get a connection here as they are already back in full strength, and we'll find out what changes in for the last part of its game. Will the Florida Panthers stop down the Lightning, or will the Lightning score in and move on to Game 5 back in Tampa? Let's find out. All right, James, I know what you're looking for. Let's see how your thoughts is for the take on for the Florida Panthers. They really need to get back in stream. The Lightning have been starting to get this thing off lately. What I need to notice before is their one Willie, as they really kept it in, they're firing on the big chain on the mark. they really couldn't get it done afterward, and they really have to try to fix it up. They just did not really seem to care for at the right moment. It had really been seeming like it was kind of hard to make him set down with a great use. This skill was definitely turning to be crazy enough. They were not seeming to be doing anything like they were doing it for. Like we did on the Florida Panthers might come back in with a big change. Barkov wins the faceoff. And in middle, changes up. Vasilevsky couldn't hold things out, as this will hold with only 19:05 remaining in the third. Now the Panthers will regain the group here. 73/39 shots on goal for Florida Panthers. Double win for Barkov. Now sends it again to Reingard. Here's Forsling. And back to Verhage. Trying to pull a pad. Oh, what a great save here. But he just couldn't roll past in. This is really what the save puts it in. Oh, a big knockdown. Oh, wow. That's a big hello moment afterward. Yep, I know what you're telling now. That would really got a nice feel up to the pressure. And here's Reinhardt now sent to Verhage. He'll give it over to Forsling. Forsling. No line change. As Forsling tries to carry in. The rebounding puck in. It's back to Hedman. Hedman now finds it over to Isamount. Isamount changes off. All around the back. Saved by Bobrovsky. And Barkov with the rebound. The deep pass to Rodriguez. Rodriguez. Toward the wing. Pass. Over now to Bennett. Bennett. Toward the wing. Backhander shots blocked. Back right around it. Covered up by Vasilevsky. Under 18 minutes remaining in the third period. They'll get ready for another puck drop. Panthers down by 3 with 17:59 remaining in the third. And Bennett wins the face-off. Kulikov shots blocked. Kulikov takes it over to Mikkola. And now Bennett finding Rodriguez on a shot, making it. Rebounded it up. Yes, one poked it up. Mikkola will set a rebound, now finding to Kulikov. And now finding Chaffee. The other way finding Atkinson. It's back to Mikkola. Mikkola sets it over to Rodriguez. It's over to Bennett. Bennett shoots for rebounding. Unbelievable. Pat save by Vasilevsky. He's really stopping it across afterward. This is what head coach has been bringing in there. We're not going to lose him out. This needs to be a big chaining that Paul McBrice has to do for some reasons. Penalty's going to be on Kulikov with the tripping.
Florida penalty
17-11 remaining.
tripping.
That's no good. Dmitry Kulikov was really giving a little slight, but he knocked somebody over right toward the wall. That's bad on the habit. Now this will be a first penalty kill for the Panthers. Now this will start here at this point. The Lightning will get their power play to start things off with 17-11 to go. Now's the win. Here's
Florida penalty number 7, 2 minutes for tripping. 7 a penalty in the third period, 17-13 in the playoffs. Florida Panthers penalty, Dmitry Kulikov number 7 for a 2-minute tripping. 7 a penalty in the period, 17-13 in the playoffs. For the Tampa Bay Lightning power play.
The other way as Paul will have it. Power play continues here for the Lightning. On a pass, broke it up. Polinskis will clear the zone out of here. Lightning back in offense. Edmund takes it over to Paul. Paul, back to Polinskis. Changes over. Back to Schmidt. Now a rebound by Lindell. He will carry it out. And back to Brendan Hagel. 1:10 remaining for the Lightning power play. Knocks him over with a big swing and miss. Lindell out of his zone. No offside for the Lightning. Watches in from play in action. Listerine trying to reel the rush. And now he's on the change. Right toward middle. Shot. Save play. Stop by Vasilevsky. What a big short-handed goal. Oh, this one really almost been taking it out. That one was unbelievable. Forsling takes it over, now finds it over to Barkov. Barkov pulling in. Shot. Big stop by Vasilevsky. Wow, he's been like dominating, he's been like on the feet, but he cannot try to make him work out with Vasilevsky's power on his hand. This is really what happens with Vasilevsky. He got a good control for this on a big tile in. His time on attack is great. And now roll the other way. 25 seconds left remaining for the Lightning power play. And that shot rolls it out of the zone into the wall. Here's a chain off, the back behind it to Mitchell Chaffee. What a big hit. And stopped by Bobrovsky. Rolls it in, stopped by Bobrovsky. And he'll hold it here with only 10 seconds left for the Lightning. With only 89 and 96, it's a close game. They still need to go down by 2. And a win for the Lightning. With the shot, it's blocked. And he scores! Jake Gutzel with the rebounding. A power play goal picks it up for the Lightning. Well, it was all chance for Jake Gutzel with the rebound. He now has his turn, and it was no change, but he just really did. You see, that's no cost to the defender. This really has another range goal to put it back on side. Tampa Bay with the extension up by 4, 15-16 remaining in the third. Jake Gutzel had a little Patrick on the power play percentage, and that one was really what they were expecting to do for, and the Lightning wasn't able to make the finish afterward. He really turned it off the beat like it's a painful kill, and not anybody's been good at it afterwards. Now with the win, here's Mikula. Sets to Kolakov. And now rolls to Rodriguez. Here's Kolakov, shot blocked. Back to Mikula. Rolls to Rodriguez. One-time chance. And save by Vasilevsky. Bennett trying to hold it in. We passed the 15-minute mark in the third period. Still a lot of time left. 12:53 and 2:42 time on attack for the Panthers and the Lightning. Now to win. Here's
Tampa Bay goal, his third goal in the playoffs, first goal of the game, scored on a power play, number 59, Jake Gutzel. Also assisted by number 20, Nick Paul, and by number 77, Victor Hedman. Time and a goal for the Lightning power play, 4 minutes 44 seconds in the playoffs. Jake Gutzel, his third goal of the game with a power play goal, assisted by Nick Paul and Victor Hedman in the third period on a power play minute at 4:44 in the playoffs.
And he will hold it here with only 14:27 in the third. Now they're really setting it up with another puck drop. 7-3 to score. Now the win for Nick Paul. Here's Gergensen. Rolls it in. Kolakov takes it out. And no rage abounding. Reinhardt is right toward the wing. Reinhardt sets to Mikula. Righty for Verhage. That one's back off to McDonough and rolls it over to Iseman. Iseman with the rebounding. Now find to Reinhardt. Mikula rolls it in. On his way down, Verhage fires that shot. Off with a goaltender. Iseman puts a rebound by Sodax. And Aaron Ekblad will give it back to Mikula to Reinhardt with only 13:43 remaining. Barkov, spin across for Hagee. Backhander shot blocked by Gergensen. Forsling sets it over to Paul. 2-on-1 fast break. Moves it in. Stopped by Bobrovsky. Trying to pull it out. And stopped by Bobrovsky. Oh, the Lightning are trying to pull it back afterward. They wanted to shut down in Game 4, but they're not quite done yet. Well, you see what happens with the Lightning. They're really trying to lose it off, but they don't want to give up. They wanted to extend this game and to get to Game 5 all the way. And if they do win, they're going to be moving on to face against the Senators. Here's the Sheranian shot saved by Vasilevsky. 13:16 remaining in the third. And out of set, 33/23, face-off wins for the Florida Panthers. Now to win. Here's a set to Ekblad. Low fast shot for redirection. Picked up by Vasilevsky. Oh my goodness, what a great uncounted save here by the goaltender, and this time reaction was turned to be very quickly and successful. He was nowhere to be lined afterward, and I was really noticing he really had to be playing afterward on a big take. This strong use was no doubt an exception. What a goal. You see about the miscommunication here, and now Daniel Radish is adding another goal? He was really like no succession. Where's the defense? This is what happens with Bobrovsky. He's not given often. Kucherov is right toward the net, and then this pass gives it over to Radish. With that goal, he struck it back, and now this one will carry that one out, but he wasn't sure what he was able to do for or not. Now he really had another striking goal for Daniel Radish. He has 3 goals in the playoffs, and they're now trying to make the hush crowd to tie the series, just like the Oilers and the Kings, as Schmidt trying to rule that in. Wow, the goaltender coming back in Game 4, and they are not sure if they're going to leave or not. Here's Nikita Kucherov. He's tripped. That would be Nate Schmidt, and he's in a penalty box. He knocked him over.
Florida penalty, number 88, 2 minutes for tripping.
Well, you can't play like that. This Nate Schmidt has already been like losing the effort, and he just didn't think he wasn't set yet. That's bad news. They cannot play it for the tripping on a penalty on their own line. This group for Paul McRice is not happy at all. Now to win for Nick Paul. He'll set it over. And another tripping's going to be on Reinhart. Oh boy.
Florida penalty,
This is
number
a
13,
bad
2 minutes for
causing a
tripping.
dangerous habit. Sam Reinhart's in the penalty box.
Florida
This
penalty,
will now
number
be a
88, 2 minutes for
5-on-3
tripping.
for the
Dominant
Lightning.
penalty in the third
Man,
period,
this is
12:35
not
in the
trained to be good
playoffs.
afterwards.
Florida penalty, number
And both
88,
guys
Nick
are in a
Schmidt for a
penalty.
2-minute tripping. Dominant penalty in the third period, 12:35 in the playoffs.
You see that now. I mean, you definitely are not doing it successfully. You can't play it like that. This is definitely what causes the painful and releasement. This is not what they
Florida
changed to
penalty,
be.
number
All you
13,
need to
2
do
minutes
is
for
you
tripping.
don't play it
Dominant penalty
oftenly
for the
until
Florida
you get it
Panthers in the
right.
third,
Don't do this
12:31 remaining
like
in the
you're
playoffs.
oftenly changing
About
your
the
right
penalty
time at your
on
moment.
Sam Reinhart
This
for the
lifetime
Florida
is
Panthers
not
for a
trained to be
2-minute
to
tripping.
change exactly the
Dominant
same
penalty
thing.
in the third
They
period,
need to get this
12:31 in the
round
playoffs
and move
for
the
the
timing
Lightning
right.
5
They have
on
no
3.
regression that they will change it immediately to do for that kill. Now Moser sets it over, and that one stops it. Nikita Kucherov, shot saved by Bobrovsky.
Tampa Bay goal,
Lindell.
his first goal of the game, 4 goal in the playoffs,
Into the
scored by
hatch.
number 43,
Rusty
Darren
Kolokov, he
Radish.
will swing it out.
Assisted by number
And now
59,
back to
Jake
Moser.
Gutzel.
It's
And by
8-3,
number 86,
Tampa Bay.
Nikita
If they
Kucherov.
win, they'll move
Dominant
on
goal,
to Game
7:09
5.
remaining in the third period. Aaron
Cirelli,
Radish, his
shot
third goal in the
saved by
playoffs, first
Bobrovsky.
goal of the game, assisted by Jake
And here's
Gutzel
another
and Nikita
chance. Saved by
Kucherov in the
Bobrovsky.
third period
He'll cover it
at
over
7:09 in
into
the
the corner,
playoffs.
And Forsling will clear his zone out. Barkov's back on ice. Moser watching him carefully to Radish. Radish looks over to Goncalves. And cross back the other way, now finds it over. Back to Goncalves. Here's a chance in motion, saved by Bobrovsky. As Bobrovsky will get another save of the game. 8-3. 14 remaining in the third. The win for Nick Paul. Back to Gutzel. Fires it. Blocked by Mikkola. That's a great defensive effort as he'll clear it out with 30 seconds. Vasilevsky gives it over to Hagel. Hall the other way. He'll find a pass, and they go offside for Jake Gutzel. 22 seconds remaining for the 5-on-3 for the Lightning. Now the win for Nick Paul. He'll find to Victor Hedman. Jake Gutzel sends it out of his zone. Ekblad will carry it over to Lesterlainen. He'll give to Forsling. He'll carry it out. Only 10 seconds for the 5-on-3 advantage. And as for one player is out, our players in the penalty box, and this will be it. This has been the longest while of this run, but this keeps it alive for the Florida Panthers. If another goal has changed the day, but it was all turned to be an excellent Stanley. Well, they've really been doing really well. I was really saying that there is no exception to that. They just couldn't get over it with a better change in effort.
Tampa penalty, number 86, 2 minutes for slashing.
It's time now for your Florida Panthers power play. Nikita Kucherov in the penalty box. Now this will be another chance for the Florida Panthers to get a power play this time. And a win for
Tampa
the
Bay penalty, number 86, 2 minutes for slushing. Tom in a penalty in the third period, 10-17 in the playoffs. Tampa Bay penalty, Nikita Kucherov, number 86 for 2 minutes slushing. Tom in a penalty in the third period, 10-17 in the playoffs.
And here's Tkachuk, sets a shot, saved by Vasilevsky. Back to Tkachuk, backhander, rebounded in, can't get it to go for Alexander Barkov. Groundhog will send it over to Schmidt as he finds Tkachuk. Tkachuk dished across badly and rebound by Gergensen. Battling for the loose puck. Rebound by Roderick Hughes. He'll set it around the net. And Moser, puck steal. Try to roll it on in. Listermanen will now give to Lundell. Lundell toward the zone. Backhander saved by Vasilevsky. Nobody is open here. One time Schmidt misses wide. We'll try again to Schmidt. This time he makes a save. 9-10 remaining in the third period. They're seemingly giving up everything. Now Paul wins again. Here's Moser. He'll send it out of the zone. And it's back to Moser. He'll clear the zone. Back to Listermanen. Time on attacking is just obvious. Moser! Lundell and Hedman trying to take the pick off of him. Now the rebound by Verhage. Ekblad. Give over to Listermanen. About 8:40 remaining in the third period. Listermanen, Lundell, shot saved by Vasilevsky. It's back to Chaffee. And this is off. A bad save by Bobrovsky. Time's running down for the Panthers. Barkov spins across. Shot, save, rebounded. Couldn't get it back open. And this one makes another great save here by Vasilevsky as the time goes down to 0. Wow, what a save this simply happens with. Vasilevsky is a big superhero to make the villain to try to put a stop on the Panthers. They were really unsure, but they were able to get it carried on. Good style now finds Gergensen. Under 8 minutes remaining in the third. And there will be another penalty. That's going to be a cross-checking on Carter Verhage.
Florida penalty, number 23, 2 minutes for cross-checking.
Panthers are definitely disliking everything. And what happened with this? This is a smash down. He's been knocking on this amount long time. Not good at all. So the Panthers add another penalty kill, and this will be another power play for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Lightnings are definitely not strong, but not for the Panthers. They're definitely a higher range than that. They're
Florida
not
penalty,
another
number
team
23,
to
2
be
minutes for
playing
cross
for.
checking.
But you
Tom in
know,
a penalty in
they
the third
don't play
period,
optimally
7:50
at the
remaining in the
same
playoffs.
time. They just
Florida
need
Panthers,
to
Carter
get a
Verhage for a
strong
2-minute
communication
cross-checking
stick.
on number
No
23.
change after.
Tom in a penalty in the third
You
period,
can't play like you did
7:50 remaining in the playoffs
and
for the
back to
Tampa Bay power
Atkinson.
play.
Sets it like Edman. Shot saved by Bobrovsky. Kulikov rolls it in. The rebound by Cirelli. Pulls it with a big punch. And he will clear his own out of here. Now Hedman will take things over. Now finds it over to Cirelli. Cirelli changes over to Atkinson. And there is no penalty for the Lightning. As for the Kulikov, will send it over out of the zone with 7 minutes remaining in the third. Time is wasting down. There will be not enough goals here for the Panthers. And now as this will be a number 1 for the Lightning. Victor Hedman right toward the wing. hustles it up, and rebounded by the Panthers. Holds it right toward the zone. He's hurt, and nobody's even initiated a fight for it. Well, I don't see what happened with that. Olinsky's and their team are not really for sure enough if this is really what they are expected to play for. Here's Schmidt. Fed shot, glove save by Vasilevsky. And now here's Kucherov. Good chance on the reach. Finds Belinsky's. He'll have it back. And Belinsky. Good poke check here. And back to Paul. Paul looks over to Victor Hedman. 19 seconds remaining for the Lightning power play. And Listerine. Schmid will clear it out. Just 10 seconds left. Bergie's penalties time's almost up. Forsling carries it up. And that's going to do it for the Lightning power play. They've been knocking down and they were unsure enough if they were able to keep it in. Well, I gotta say now that this one really has been like showing it off. Ever since then, nothing was able to keep it in. The batter takes, they're really staggering it down, and they were not really sure what they were really doing it for. I've never seen it like they did for anything. And here's a chance now to Forsling after the big save puts it in by Vasilevsky. Their rebound. Here's Bennett. Bennett. Backhander. What a save by Bobrovsky, by Vasilevsky. And Chappie now finds it in McDonough. Here's Glendening. On a chance, backhander. Save play by Bobrovsky. Glendening. Back to Ekblad. Rolls it off. The set over now finds to Ekblad. He now finds Rodriguez. He'll send it over to Alexander Barkov. Spins around. Save play by off the defender traffic as he passed the 5-minute mark with somebody discovered. Here's Gutzell. Rolls it in. Passes back to Glendening. And it's over now. The shot whistles wide. Rebound by Kachuk. Back to Bennett. Bennett out of gas. Cernak takes over. Now it's set over back to Chaffee. Here's Glendening on the out-man rush. This one kicked it out by Bobrovsky. Now Bovets. 90 make the new change here. In right toward middle. Lundell pass, broke it up. Rebound by Kutsa. Back to Chaffee. And now it rides over to Bovets. This one misses it. And back over to Cirelli. Cirelli. Kulikov. Watching in. On a shot saved by Bobrovsky. He'll hold it in with only 3:46 remaining in the third. And who had a better play of the night? I will send it over to Zotru. Well, guys, I've been talking in. Nikita Kucherov did an absolute insane work. There was no questioning of how it happens with the Lightning as they already paced it up that far. And not really what they all choose for, but Nikita Kucherov is looking to end its night against the Florida Panthers. This might be their next victory spot if they can definitely win it. Here's Listerine, shots blocked. Rebound by Victor Hedman. He'll give it over to Righties again to Goncalves. He'll send it out of his own. And rebounded up by Listerine. Listerine now finds Belinsky's over to get to Schmid. Schmid works his way across. Back downward. Rebounded up by the Panthers. Now it's back to Cirelli. Cirelli gives it over. Hagel moves around. Saved by Bobrovsky. Under 3 minutes remaining in the third. And now they're ready for another puck drop. Panthers starting to go downwards here in the fourth game as they're all tired out. And now the win for Aaron Ekblad. Rolls to Nosek. Nosek took a swipe and a hit. And rebound by Greer. Fires it. Glove save by Vasilevsky. And they have been staggered at 37/30 face-off wins for the Tampa Bay as they now as Florida Panthers are up by 7. Now the win here for Alexander Barkov, right toward wing. Good catch. Vasilevsky sets it over to Hedman. And down to 2:40 remaining. 100 shots on goal for the Panthers, but the Lightning have been denying on the effort. They're not going to win this again. And great stop here puts in for the Lightning. They definitely want to avoid the elimination and move on to Game 5. Yeah, they definitely absolutely did. They were really sure enough, but they were not really seeming like it was going to be excellent for the Lightning. And all I can say now is that they've really been playing a dominant effort. Nobody's going to say the perfect afterwards if they've done it for real. Pass broken up here by Paul. And Gergensen. Ekblad will set to Mikula and set back to Barkov. Barkov sets it to Mikula. Finds Tkachuk. Gergensen takes it over and knock him down on the rings. Good stick lift by Mikula as he finally got an answer in. Here's Rodriguez. Rolls a sidestepping. Good save by Vasilevsky. Double man collision here. Rebound by Victor Hedman. Another hit here for the Panthers. Now it's set over to Cirelli. Cirelli lost that effort. Rebounds it. Back to Kulikov, and he now has a Tkachuk. Tkachuk rolls to Rodriguez. On a shot clock, save by Vasilevsky. He's been one of the better players of the game for tonight, and we'll have to list him for his 3-star players of the game. Yeah, I do say so. I mean, he's really doing really big. For Vasilevsky, he's done a lot of courage of the work. So far and ever, it wasn't really easy enough to make him save the day. Now here's a chance. Kulikov's shot. Save play by Vasilevsky. On an opportunity chance. Misses again. AJ Greer.
Last minute of play in the third period.
Knocked him down. Rebounded by Greer. Nikita Kucherov down to a final minute in the third. And that will hit. For the Hope. Cirelli. Shot. Save by Bobrovsky. Kulikov now sets to Gakovic. And here's Thomas Nosek. Nosek. 2-on-1, passes, stop by Bobrovsky, by Vasilevsky. And here's a chance now to Cam Atkinson. Stick lifted, saved up by Bobrovsky. He's over now to Lindell. 23 seconds remaining in the third. And he just whipped, no penalty on the Tampa Bay. Last possession for both teams. Linden, right toward wing, Chaffee, shot, save. Listermanen can't get it over. Shot save, and that's Bobrovsky, and that's going to do it. Tampa Bay going back to Tampa for 5th game.
And that should end the game. Your final score, Tampa Bay Lightning's tied the series for 2. And the final score, 8 over Florida, 3.
To finish it up in Game 4. Well, it's been a big night afterward, and now if you're never, you just don't play it optimally as you do for.
Panthers fans, thank you for joining us for tonight's game. We ask you folks to get on the road safely and come back in for our watch parties as they take on the rematch against the Lightning at Amalie Arena. Have a great night and drive safely.
For our next game of the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs. You've been watching the Stanley Cup first round on EA Sports. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Alright, thank you so much. Time for 3 stars. Nikita Kucherov with 2 goals, 1 assist, and 9 hits. He got a perfect tape-to-tape setup. And then, the second star player of the game must be turning to be with only Michael Isabel that had 3 goals in his game and only 12 hits. This one was a big breakout that he just turned it over. And your first star player, Andrei Vasilevsky, a biggest hero of the game in Game 4 with 102 saves, .971. Yeah, he's been definitely like all what he takes for. Acknowledged, admirable, and his big achievements for success. As if no one stands the crowd for the hate of the crucial disrespecters between Florida and Tampa Bay. Here's what I did with the total statistics. 105 for the Florida Panthers, 14:42 time on attack, and they only had 39 face-off wins. 1 playoff power play goal with only 8:30 remaining and 8 minutes on a time for Florida Panthers. And the other side for the Lightning, they had 117 with 89% of the passing, and then it was only 10-minute penalty kill with 1 playoff goal, and 5:58 was the time of the power play minute. So therefore, Tampa Bay Lightning are going back home and play against one last time in Game 5. Both series are tied for 2. The Lightning wants to shut down the Florida Panthers, but the Panthers haven't made their wins yet from each section. They're looking to find out if they can definitely upset one of their teams in. But it's a big disappointment here to look for a win and move on to face against the Senators. Well, it looks like you'll have to wait until the next day because you can't win without your life. Anyways, we're wrapping it up here. Stay tuned for tomorrow. There will be only 2 games approaching in game number 5, along with the Golden Knights and the Wilds. And then the other side, we'll see this one the other way. The Kings against the Oilers on the next part of the game. This habitable is going to be intense, that you know for. Anyway, we're wrapping out of here. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all again next time. Take care, folks, for a while as the NHL Stanley Cup Playoffs of NHL 25 on EA Sports. This is Terry and Silver Spoon signing out. So long in Sunrise, Florida. Bye-bye.
If you don't, somebody will.